I can't believe this is the mod I selected for my Christmas video, but yeah. Doki Doki Takeover After Story Christmas Edition. Yeah, this is a fan-made mod, in case you guys didn't know. And while I don't usually like doing fan-made mods, I'm willing to make an exception for a few reasons. One, it's Doki Doki Takeover. I love that mod. If you don't believe me, here's my updated list. It's pretty positive. Two, I couldn't think of any of the Christmas mods that I either liked or people weren't already doing. So, yeah, I was kind of just left with this one. This mod is pretty short, actually. It's only about 6 songs, and it's no more than half an hour, so this should be a relatively short video. But, the first song isn't... it leaves a bit to be desired, not gonna lie. And with that out of the way, let's get started.
Nobody cares. Why don't you go look for some coins under the vending machines or something?
Happy Horror Days! Oh boy. Mid. Yeah, I don't like this song. I've never liked this song, which is a shame because it's got my favorite Doki in it, but bias doesn't affect these rankings. The music does, and this song isn't great. So it's based off of Winter Horrorland, and Winter Horrorland is my favorite of Week 5 from base game, so I was kind of expecting a lot of good things, and I was shut down pretty quickly. Now, there are some things about the song I like. For one, I really like how Yuri sounds in this song. Her yandere chromatic is used very well, and it really is just creepy all around. And then there's MC's voice. This wasn't the usual MC voice, since this was a chromatic that was made before DDTO Plus came out, but I would still say it's pretty good. Not better than his OG voice, but something I can work with. The melodies, for the most part, are pretty solid. Nothing I hate, but nothing I really remember either. And the instrumental is very disturbing. It really gives off that feeling of just overall uneasiness that yandere Yuri is known for. However, I do have a pretty massive problem with this song. While the first half is pretty good for the most part, the second half, no. Everything just takes a drastic change up, and Yuri still sounds pretty okay with a nice motif from Winter Horrorland, but the problem is MC's voice just gets so unbelievably obnoxious here with the hacking and him just coughing up blood. It sounds so bad. It genuinely kills the second half for me. If this thing that didn't exist, I would probably have this in a reasonable B tier, but it's just... no, this is a really bad second half.
Steven, I think your mistletoe is showing.
Okay, we're out of bad songs. Now I think good stuff left, and Mistletoe is first. Mistletoe is a pretty good song, although it does have a very big issue that I will address later. While there's a lot of things in the song I do enjoy. For one, the instrumental is nice and sweet and just overall holiday themed, and I really like it. The melodies, for the most part, are very nice. Although, this is where my issue comes in. You see, I'm not really big on Christmas melodies, and while they're used well enough here, after the first 45 seconds of the song, I'm kind of just waiting for it to be over. Because it just feels like it's kind of just the same thing over and over, just the same old Christmassy stuff. It just gets a little annoying, and I don't really care for that, but it's not necessarily the most god-awful thing ever, and I can live with it. Monty and Boyfriend both sound very clean in the song, especially Monica's chromatic. I love her whole notes, especially when she does doubles. Same applies to Boyfriend, but just on a not as high a scale as Monica. So yeah, Mistletoe is a good song, it just can feel a bit repetitive with its Christmas melodies, and I wish it was a little bit shorter, not gonna lie.
Meg is going to the Olympics. Let's celebrate by burning our lips on vending machine hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. This is a bit of a tricky song to discuss, but you know what? I'll do my best. So, just like Happy Horror Days was based on Winter Horrorland and Peppermint is based on Eggnog, Hot Chocolate is based off of Coco. And Coco is a pretty big hit or miss for me when it comes to FNF. Because on one hand you have stuff like the Erect Mix and the Spooky Mix, which are both amazing, and then you have Bass and Pico Mix, which both stink. But this version, it's kind of smack dab in the middle. It's pretty good. For one, I really like how Natsuki sounds. She's easily carrying the entire song for the most part. Sayori sounds a bit weak, but she's not bad, and her chromatic still sounds really good. The instrumental is pretty just normal holiday vibes, nothing special, but nothing just bad either. The melodies are where I have problems. Something that Coco just cannot stop being is repetitive, and this is probably the biggest example of it. Well, sometimes in the base Coco or Coco Pico Mix, but yeah, this is kind of repetitive. And it's worse because the song is 3 minutes long, which I guess is another problem. But the song's not bad. It has a lot of good things going for it, like me not really disliking any chromatics, the instrumental being really good, and while the melodies are repetitive, they're not necessarily bad, and they're still catchy to a reasonable scale. That, and I guess most of my need high because everything else is just amazing in the OST.
What do dogs and trees have in common? Neither can file taxes, nor can they eat peppermint bark.
Peppermint. This is my only A tier of the mods, and you know what, that's for a pretty good measure. This song is really good and was once actually an S tier, but it did take a bit of a nosedive into A tier, but still the song is really catchy. To start with some positives, I love how Monica sounds in the song. Her voice is just so chipper and happy, and I love it to pieces. It's just so good. The instrumental is really nice. It's probably my favorite in the entire mod, not gonna lie. And the melodies, for the most part, are just absolutely, genuinely incredible. Especially in the second half. However, there are 2 problems with the song. One, there are a few melodies I think are just okay around the middle, but only a couple. And my other problem comes in MC, specifically these hold notes. I don't really care for them a lot, and they just don't sound the best. I guess that problem also kind of applied a bit in Happy Horror Day, but that wasn't really a big issue for me, so I kind of just overlooked it. So yeah, this song's not bad, it's really good, but it just has a few too many things about the song that I don't care for that do, unfortunately, keep it from reaching back to S tier. Season's Greetings. This song is so majestic and just beautiful. I quite adore literally everything about this song, to at least some degree. For starters, I want to make this very clear. The duets in the song, which there are a bunch of, are all, for the most part, heavenly. I love the duets so much. The Dokis have such good synergy with each other. Monica sounds really good in this song. Sayori just sounds amazing. And Natsuki and Yuri both sound just incredible, with Yuri easily just being the queen of this entire song. Boyfriend sounds pretty good for the most part, pretty simple in his voice. And I guess the same applies to MC. My problem with the song comes in Girlfriend. Again, they're using her old voice here because the DDTO Plus mod hadn't come out yet, and I don't love it in this song. She doesn't sing the entire way through, only about half the song, which, again, for wasn't bad, it just isn't as good as Boyfriend, or anybody else for that matter, and she's kind of what's keeping this song from number 1, because this and my number 1 are very close together, but out of the slimmest of margins, this one unfortunately took second place. But still, Season's Greetings it's so good. I love this song. Non-existent. The song that got me into this mod in the first place, and the original song. And, well, this one and Season's Greetings were very close together. This one won out by just a tiny, and I mean tiny sliver. Non-existent is basically just the entire journey of Doki Doki Literature Club combined into one song, which I just think is such a smart idea. I love the fact that they did that. In the opening phase with Monica and Boyfriend, it just sounds really nice and just clean. Before the first member of the club shows up, the trusty vice president Sayori pops off, and she pops off here. I love how she sounds here. She just sounds so good. Then Natsuki shows up, being the brash, immature child she truly is inside. But, you know what, that's not really a problem, because then Yuri starts singing. She just sounds so good here. Her hold notes are perfect with Natsuki joining in with her. The two best friends sound just perfect together as Sayori sings her final turn before the vice president disappears forever as Act 2 begins. Like Sayori never existed at all, as Monica starts singing again. She just sounds so good here. I love how Moni sounds in this phase. And then Natsuki pops right back in, but her face just contorts right up as Monica just takes center stage again. The instrumental just sounds so good. The instrumental is so good in this song. It's perfect. It's chilling. It's DLC theme. It's so good. And then Natsuki shows up again, and her eyeballs pop out. She goes away forever, and Yuri just shows up, fully obsessed with the player, as they sing another DDLC theme, which I guess is a bit of a problem. They do overuse this theme a little bit too much in the song. I think it's like 6 times they use it, which I kind of get why. The song is 6 minutes long, which I guess you could say that's a problem, but I don't really mind that's a problem, because it really shows the entire journey of DDLC. DDLC isn't really a short game. They had to cram everything into this song, so the length isn't really an issue. And as Yuri falls, it's just Monica. Just Monica and Boyfriend as they sing the motif one final time, with Natsuki trying to chime in, but with no avail. Only Monica remains. We're the one left, and we know this. But there's always a chance. There's always a chance to get everybody back. And as the files slowly start appearing, final notes play out from both Boyfriend and Monica. They seem just so happy, but we all know this isn't truly the case, as unfortunately Monica gets deleted. She's gone forever. And the quiet pause just starts, and the instrumental just really starts kicking right back up, and Boyfriend's solo right here, it's so good. There's not a single melody in this song I dislike. Everything is just perfectly harmonious, and really, it really shows the journey of Doki Doki Literature Club, from Act 1 to Act 2 to Act 3 to finally the ending, as almost everyone is back. But there is still one person who is missing. The club's original president doesn't show up for the last minute or so of the song, as the new president just shows up with a smile on her face, pretend like she never existed. And you can just feel the atmosphere has gotten so tense at this point, because we know that something will happen without Monica here. How long will they be able to survive? Only time will tell. But for only thing we do right now is just sing a calm melody, and it just sounds so good. Although I guess if I had any other problems with this song, I wish this ending was a little bit shorter. It didn't be dragged on for this long, because at this point I can feel the 6 minutes starting to get a little bit ridiculous. It's not really a problem, but just something I wish was toned down a little bit, and the duets here just sound so good, with Sayori being the main vocals as the other two just back her up. Non-Existent is just, it's so good. I love this song, but it just sadly isn't perfect, but it did barely take out the lead of this mod. And with that last entry, we have finished the mod. Doki Doki Takeover After Story is a pretty good mod for the most part. It's not perfect or anything, nothing I massively come back to except Season's Greetings and Non-Existent occasionally. But I think for the most part, it's a pretty solid OST, even though it isn't even remotely close to the usual standards that the base Doki Doki Takeover brings, but oh well. With that being said, here's my tier list. Sorry it's not on the usual thing, there is an actual list, so I just took a Google Docs and I made it work like that. So, yeah. The next video I've got planned is a little anniversary gift for a special someone out there. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.